Alright guys, Forsaken just took another hit. Byte by Night's Discord was hacked. A dev exclusive skin sparked backlash, and there's a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. So there's this new massively popular game similar to Forsaken called Byte by Night. With that, they have a huge Discord server with over 500,000 members, including many content creators, where they post sneak peeks and announcements. During this, there was a moderator called Prism who was tricked into giving access to someone who had previously been hacking other Discord servers like Die of Deaths, and that person was Cotter. They returned and managed to hack Byte by Night's Discord server by social engineering their way into getting permissions from Prism. Once they had access, they were able to change the entire server, even posting an announcement saying they had hacked it, and they also changed the server's name. Prism had been added to a group chat with the fake Ozil blocks and another lead developer, Senkori. Kato was pretending to be them and spoke convincingly enough to gain trust. They claimed they needed permissions for someone who worked on Deep Woken, and once they were given access, they started deleting a bunch of channels. With this happening, Basil came out of retirement to tell everyone in the Discord server to leave immediately as it had been compromised. Many people were shocked that this happened again, with Kata gaining access to another major server and causing chaos. Luckily, before things got worse, the Byte by Night staff managed to regain control of the server. However, it was still left in a complete mess. The server is now under maintenance while they try to restore everything, as many channels were wiped and will need to be recreated. There is also a status update confirming that the server is being brought back to normal. Many people have pointed out that Kata didn't use advanced hacking methods, but instead relied on basic social engineering to trick developers into giving access. Because of this, it highlights the importance of training moderators and developers to avoid being fooled by fake accounts or suspicious links. Situations like this should be avoided in the future, especially after what happened with Die of Death's Discord server, where scam links and malware were spread. With the April Fool's update, many skins were brought back into the game from the previous April Fool's event in 2025. However, one specific skin was missing from the update, the MX skin. Its permissions were pulled, meaning it is no longer in the game and has instead been replaced with the movie's skin. Many people are very disappointed to see the MX skin replaced, with a lot of frustration from players saying they replaced the GOAT with a fraud. They feel the movie's skin isn't worth it and looks awful compared to the MX skin, especially for those who have been waiting over a year for its return. It still disappointed them that a skin they had exclusivity to has now been changed after the update. The situation has worsened with the appearance of the Wiga skin, which is actually a developer-exclusive skin. While it looks similar to the movie's skin, it features a completely different redesign. This version is based on Wiga, whereas the movie's version is just an inverted Luigi. It also has a completely different charge, with no real animations, making it look more like a jump scare coming toward you. Even the icon is entirely different from the movie's skin and looks much more cursed. Team Boom got access to this skin early and showcased the differences between the two. A lot of people are annoyed that this version wasn't released to the public, or that the movie's skin wasn't updated to match it, since the current version doesn't look as good as the concept art. Some are even saying that this should have been the replacement for MX from the start. Do you think the movie's skin is a bad replacement? So, with the collab removal of the fan-favorite skins that keep getting re-added and then removed, with this, JX1DX1 and Aubrey were still getting new replacements, as there were already chase themes and custom animations made that are now not being used until these new skins get released. There were a bunch of scrapped versions. The first replacement for JX1DX1 was Good 12. Good 12 is one of the more obscure SNPC characters. He was originally created as a robot replica of a real player, but a hidden failsafe trapped his consciousness inside the machine, turning him into something far darker. Over time, he lost his humanity and became hostile. Sadly, he was scrapped and will no longer be coming to Forsaken. There was also another replacement for Aubrey called Simon1337. He was one of Good 12's closest friends and the first to notice something was seriously wrong. When Good 12 disappeared, Simon started investigating what really happened behind the SNPC project. What he uncovered was far worse than just a bug or glitch. Good 12 was no longer human. Instead of reuniting with his old friend, Simon became a target himself. There was even a third rejected replacement for JX1DX1, simply called, which had no real information about it. It was mainly based on a Windows error screen, with the right side showing a robot, likely representing what Good 12 was supposed to be. With these skins, they won't be coming at all, and Cheshire Cat does not plan to collaborate with Forsaken again. However, the skins may return in other Roblox games instead. What do you think of these scrapped replacement skins? A lot of people didn't really understand why they changed from drawings to 3D renders. Some dislike how the old banners are being replaced with new ones that feel like they have way too much going on, while others actually prefer the cleaner 3D look. Then there are people saying it's illegal to ask for 3D renders for a game thumbnail, which is just complaining for the sake of it. At the end of the day, you either prefer a detailed hand-drawn banner or the model-based one that some people call soulless. However, many still point out that the older art was perfect, and since the icon is still being done by Enadarin, it's not impossible for that style to return in the future. The argument that there's no passion anymore feels a bit over the top. There are still people working on the game passionately, so saying that just comes off as rude and discouraging. Another change that many players noticed recently actually involves a collaboration that Forsaken once had with another Roblox game called Postmortem. During this collaboration, there were 5 different crossover skins added to the game. These included the Philosopher to Time, Suspicious Man 007 and 7, Marvin Dussaker, Lancer 1X, and Gratimio Taft skins. However, these skins have now all been completely removed from Forsaken, and players who owned them were refunded after the removal. At first, this caused quite a bit of confusion within the community. Some players believed that the skins were removed because Forsaken may have treated the post-mortem devs poorly or that there was some sort of disagreement between the two teams. However, that doesn't actually appear to be the case. One of the post-mortem devs later spoke about the situation and clarified that they were treated with respect throughout the collaboration. According to them, the post-mortem team had actually asked for the skins to be removed a while ago, but it simply took a long time for the change to finally happen in Forsaken. So despite the speculation that appeared online, there doesn't seem to have been any major conflict behind the scenes. It was simply a delayed request that eventually went through. Because of that, it's very unlikely that they will return in the future. Since they were tied directly to that collab with Postmortem, bringing them back would probably require another agreement between both of them. Naturally, a lot of players were disappointed to see these skins removed, especially those who enjoyed using them or liked these skins a lot that it made them play certain survivors. So Forsaken has some problems it can easily resolve to make the game much better. What do you think should be changed? Subscribe and hit the bell for more Forsakening it.